Hello students. In this section we are going to study about Monod's equation. So first let us define what is Monod's equation is. See, the Monod's equation is a mathematical model for the growth of microorganisms. So throughout a fermentation technology we are studying how the microorganism is growing, how it is behaving with various environmental or internal factors. Okay, so the Monod's equation is a mathematical model for the growth of microorganism. So the Monod's equation has the same form of that of Michaelis-Menten's expression for enzyme kinetics. That is, it is an analog of Michaelis-Menten expression of enzyme kinetics. So how it differs, that is, how does a Monod's equation, though it is a form of Michaelis-Menten's equation, how it differs from it? See, Michaelis-Menten expression for enzyme kinetics is based on the theory or logic, whereas a Monod's equation, though it is derived, not derived, is a form of same as Michaelis-Menten equation. Here, the equation does not um, believe in any theory or logic. Okay, whereas it is considers the observation based on verification, that is by observation of experience rather than theory or logic. That is the difference. Your Michaelis-Menten is based on the theory and the logic of the enzyme kinetics, whereas your Monod's equation, it is an analogous to your Michaelis-Menten equation, but it does not derive its equation from the theory or logics, but rather the equation is derived from the observed based on verification, that is by observation of experience rather than theory. So whatever equation here it is being represented, this is the Michaelis-Menten equation. So this equation, what it talks about the rate of reaction and substrate present. Okay, that is, it is speaking about the Vmax and Km, that is the rate of reaction and the substrate present, and they give this equation. So what does a Monod's equation tells us? Here the V, okay, it is modified with mu, or we can say that the V which is there in equation is replaced by mu. So what do you mean by mu? Mu means it is the specific growth rate. So what do you mean by specific growth rate? So here I have given the definition. What is the specific growth rate? So the specific growth rate means it is the rate of production of biomass per unit time per initial biomass. What is the biomass? It is the organisms, the composition of the organism, the number of organisms. Okay, that is known as the biomass. So it is the specific growth rate is the most important parameter to be controlled during the fermentation, as it represents the dynamic behavior of your microorganism. So your entire fermentation is under the control of your microorganism. How those organisms grow and what are the products we want. So what is the substrate I can provide so that my organism grows and gives me the correct product what I want, or a better yield. So your specific growth rate is the rate of increase in the biomass of a cell population. Here the cell what we are talking is the microorganism. What is the biomass of the microbial population per unit of the biomass concentration in the sigmoidal curve what we get? Okay, so we have always studied told that the growth curve of microorganism, particularly in your batch culture, you get that sigmoidal curve. So that is what is your specific growth rate is. And how it is represented? It is represented by mu. So how did I get this mu? I have replaced the V with the mu. Okay. Where did I get the V? I got it from the Michaelis-Menten's equation. So here what we have mu max. What is the meaning of mu max? Max means it is the maximum. So mu already you know. Okay. That is maximum specific growth rate achievable in a standard condition is called as the mu max. So the reaction can be applied for evaluation of the maximum specific growth rate and Ks. We'll come to what is the Ks is. So if you look at this graph, you know it is the growth curve of the microorganism. So whether the organism is unicellular or mycelial, the growth is influenced by the consumption of nutrients and the excretion of the product. So my microorganism, it is dependent on what? It is dependent on the nutrients and excretion of the product. Now, there occurs what you know as the stationary phase and then the death phase. That is, death is what? Cessation of growth. Now, why there is a cessation of growth? The cessation of the growth or the death of the microorganism may be, or instead of using the word maybe, it is because of the depletion of essential nutrients in the media. That, that is, the substrates are becoming limited. And if the substrates become limited, how are the microorganisms able to grow? And another factor is what is the causation of the cessation or the death of the microorganism is the accumulation of some autotoxic products of the organism in the media. So, what are these autotoxins? That is, the microorganism itself is producing certain toxins which is killing itself. So that it can be the substrate limitation or the toxin which is being formed or the combination of the both which is leading to the death or the cessation of my organism. So the nature of the limitation of growth may be discussed by growing the organism in the presence of range of substrate concentration and plotting the biomass concentration at a stationary phase against the initial substrate concentration. So we, how our organism is growing, we can plot it. That is, you grow the microorganisms by providing it with various substrates. Okay, and you identify in which substrate your organism has a better growth rate and better product formation. This is what is your Monod's equation is all about. So the specific growth rate, okay, the mu max, the specific growth rate is most important parameter to be controlled during fermentation as it represents the dynamic behavior of the microorganisms. That is what we defined the specific growth rate is. So use of specific growth rate as a control parameter would imply that the substrate is present in sufficient amount, and thus it can act as an indirect tool for controlling the extracellular environment as well. So The specific growth rate, if you are able to control the specific growth rate of an organism, how you're going to control it? By providing it with the substrate, what that microorganism wants. Okay, and if that substrate is present in sufficient amount, what it is doing, it can act as an indirect tool to control the external environment in which the organism is growing about. That is why in Monad's equation, your mu max, that is the specific growth rate, becomes very, very important, because that is what the growth of the microorganism is, what is controlling the entire fermentation to get the decided product. So if I want a decided product and if I want my microorganisms to grow, I should provide it with suitable substrate in which it can thrive and strive to survive. So the production of growth associated products by microorganism is very closely related to your, I mean, the specific growth rate. Hence, the production of such products, the nutrient feed rate has to be carefully controlled, such as the specific growth rate does not change during the production phase. So, hope this is clear to you. So, in simple words, what we mean to tell is the production of the growth of the associated products. Okay, the microorganism is growing, and you have studied about, in your fermentation class, you have studied about the biomass, you have studied about the primary and the secondary metabolites. Okay, what are these? These are the products what the microorganism is producing. How it is producing? Because it is taking up the substrate and it is converting it into its primary metabolite, which is very useful for its survival, and it is also producing secondary metabolites because of the accumulation of the toxin, and it is seizing the growth. Okay, and for us, both this primary and secondary metabolites are useful economically, and if that is useful, the product is useful for us. Okay, that is what the production of the growth associated product by microorganism is very closely related to the specific growth rate. How is the growth rate of the microorganism, so well is your product formation. So if your product, if your microorganism have to produce a good product in a good amount, you should provide it with the nutrient. The specific nutrient should be provided. So the nutrient should be controlled. So in controlling the nutrient, in turn you're controlling the specific growth rate so that it does not change during the production phase. So whatever the product you want during the formation of the production phase, you get the good product. So if I want to get a good product out of my microorganism, I should be careful with the nutrient what I am supplying, so that suddenly there is no change in the microorganisms such that it produces something inferior product. So the specific growth rate is the most important parameter to be controlled during the fermentation. So you use your specific growth rate as a control parameter. That is, the substrate is, you see to it that the substrate is present in the sufficient amount so that the organism can grow sufficiently well to produce the desired product. So the estimation of specific growth rate can be done using appropriate models based on growth kinetics. That growth kinetics, one model is the Monad's equation. Okay, so it is coming exactly to the what you mean by this Monad's equation. See, in batch culture, okay, after inoculation, what inoculation is, what that is, I'm adding my microorganism. So after inoculation, the growth rate of the cell gradually increases, right? See here, first you have the log phase, that is, the lag phase. That is your organism is in what it is put into a condition where suddenly the nutrients, it is getting adjusted to the nutrients, okay, and it is preparing itself to take up the nutrients and start dividing. That is what is next, is the log phase or the exponential growth phase. So after inoculation, the growth rate of the cell gradually increases. After it has adjusted itself, it is going to multiply. The cells grow at a constant maximum rate, and this period is known as the log or your exponential phase. Hope this is clear. So here, what do you see? Okay, lag phase, and we saw the log phase where there is the maximum growth of your organism. Next, what you're seeing, there is a stationary phase, there is a cessation of the growth. So the decrease in the growth rate and the cessation of growth due to the depletion of the substrate may be described by the relation between the mu. What is mu? It is the specific growth rate and the residual growth limiting substrate. So, your monad's equation, what is happening is, when I drew a graph, I get a stationary phase and I got the death phase or the cessation phase. So, this can be described by a relationship between the specific growth rate and the growth limiting substrate. So certain substrate has become limited. What is a substrate? It is a nutrient, and that nutrient has become limited for the organism. Hence, the organism are dying. This can be represented. This relationship is represented by the equation given by Monod in 1942. So, hope this is clear. What is Monod's equation? What did it mean? Okay. So, once again, I'll just repeat, the decrease in the growth rate and the cessation of the growth due to the depletion of your substrate. Substrate is nothing but the nutrients, may be described by the relationship between the specific growth rate and the growth limiting substrate. Some substrate has become limited so that your microorganism is dying, and that relationship is given by the Monod's equation. And how is the equation represented? Mu is equal to mu max into S upon Ks by S. So here you can see that what is mu max, S, Ks all about is. So yes, okay, this is the substrate concentration at which mu is the specific growth rate. You know, mu is the specific growth rate, mu max is the maximum specific growth rate, S is the substrate concentration, okay. And what is Ks? Ks is the substrate concentration at which half of the specific growth rate is achieved, okay. So S is the substrate concentration, mu max is the maximum specific growth rate, mu is the specific growth rate. What is your Ks? Ks is, listen carefully, it is a substrate concentration at which half of the specific growth rate is achieved. Growth rate means is what? Growth of the microorganism. Okay, so when the substrate you have supplied for the microorganism, half of the growth rate is achieved. That is known as Ks. And here we have defined it very clearly. So if the maximum, I shall show you the next graph, like okay, here it is. What is Ks will become more, if you look into the graph, it will become more easier for you. So if the maximum specific growth rate, okay, suppose say The maximum specific growth rate is something 20 per minute. That is, um, per minute of time, the particular microorganism has reached about 20. Then half of the 20 is what? Yeah, 10. Okay. So this is what my y-axis is representing the specific growth rate, and my x-axis is representing the substrate. If I take a graph, okay, in a graph, x represent the substrate and the y is representing the y-axis. The y is representing the specific growth rate, that is mu. So what is mu max? So we have already defined it is actually mu, okay? Mm, we have already defined it as the maximum specific growth rate. So mu max is the maximum growth rate. As the substrate concentration increases, the specific growth rate also increases, right? So what we mean to tell is, as the substrate concentration it increases, so what happens? Your specific growth rate also increases. Then we can it can be drawn here. You can see here. So I told what my maximum growth of my microorganism is 20. I told half of this 20 is what? It is 10. So this is the growth curve of my microorganisms. Okay, I have plotted it. So half I want, that is my Ks. I defined what Ks as. It is the substrate concentration at which half of the specific growth rate is achieved. So what will I do? I'll draw a perpendicular line at half of this, and I will get the half max. Okay, that is known as the half max here. That is half of the maximum specific growth rate. Hope this is clear. So mu max is the maximum growth rate. As the substrate concentration increases, the specific growth rate also increases. Once we reach the half of the maximum specific growth rate, then we can draw a line perpendicular to your substrate concentration. When we draw like that, we get the half mu max. So that is the meaning of Ks. Hope it is clear now. So Ks is the half of the growth rate achieved against the substrate what we have supplied. So once we achieve this maximum growth rate, whatever you increase the substrate, okay, see this is my half of the mu max, and this is the maximum level of what I got. That is the maximum specific growth rate of the microorganisms. You have provided me the substrate, and I have grown. Okay, I have multiplied to maximum level. Now that is why we call it as a mu max. So once we achieve this mu max, the growth rate, whatever you increase your substrate concentration, it is not going to affect the specific growth rate beyond this point. Okay, the spelling has gone wrong here. This is the growth, GROWH. Okay, so once the specific growth rate of the microorganism has reached the maximum level, how much though you increase beyond this, you go on increasing the substrate concentration, my mu max is not going to change. In other words, if you now go on increasing the substrate concentration beyond the specific growth rate, the mu max will not change. Your that is, the specific growth rate is independent of the substrate concentration. That is what is the meaning here. It tells. So you are providing the or a substrate to your organism. The organism starts to grow and it reaches a maximum growth. That is the maximum specific growth. And I have just given an example. If my maximum specific growth is 20, what is the half mu max? And half mu max is how it is represented as ks. So I know that half of 20 is 10, and 10, if I draw in that graph a perpendicular line, I'll get what is the substrate concentration. Okay, so now so this is the maximum growth rate I have got here. Now beyond this, if I'm going to increase the substrate, whatever you do, the mu max is not going to change. It becomes independent of the substrate. So by this you can come to know that how much, okay, the nutrient plays an important role in the growth of the microorganisms. And also you have come to know that if you're going to increase beyond this maximum growth rate, your microorganism is not going to grow. That is what I told you here. You increase, I'm not going to grow because my nutrient is going to, it becomes independent. Okay, at particular level, your microbial growth becomes independent. And this is what your Monod's equation is telling. Okay, so as I told you, the growth rate, there's a cessation of the growth, there is depletion of the substrate, and this can be described by an equation. That is what is the Monod's equation. It tells the relationship between the specific growth rate and what is the substrate which is limiting the growth of that microorganism. And this is known as the Monod's equation, which is based upon the Michaelis-Menten's kinetics, enzyme kinetics. So here we are not considering the theory or logically, but we are doing it in the experimental form and coming to a conclusion. That is the empirical, what we told. So in the next, we shall see that before I go into it, let me tell you about this. So we get a zone, okay, wherein you can see here the what a zone is equivalent to the exponential phase in batch culture where the substrate concentration is exists and the growth rate is at mu max here. Okay, so what is happening here? My substrate concentration is exists. I have lot of substrate and my mu max is very high. That is maximum specific growth rate I get. But here what is happening? There is a deceleration phase from here. In your batch culture, where the growth of the organism is due, what is happening? There is a depletion of the substrate to a growth limiting concentration, which will not support the mu max. Right? Your mu max will be high only when there is a log phase, that is, a good amount of substrate is present. But here, your mu max was not being supported because your growth becomes limited because your substrate or the nutrient what you're providing is limited. So this is the Monod's equation. It's all about it. So let us talk about the nutrients. We have come to know that how much the nutrients is playing an important role for the growth of the organism. So look at this graph. This is the same thing. Okay, see the substrate concentration. I have just drawn it for a simple explanation here. Here you can come to know this is the half. Okay, 2.5. See, they have taken an example telling that zero point 0.5 is the maximum growth. That is the mu max. And half of that is what? Ks. That is 2.5. Okay, and you draw a perpendicular. You know already this. draw a perpendicular line and you get the what is the substrate concentration. So it is something between less than 1 gram per liter here. So if the Ks, okay, what is Ks? Ks is the substrate concentration at which half of the specific growth rate is achieved. This much you know now. If the Ks was very high, suppose say the Ks is very high, it means that a lot of substrate concentration was required to achieve the half the maximum growth rate. So if your Ks is very high, the value of the Ks is very high, it what does it indicate means it indicates that lot of substrate concentration was required. That is, more amount was of substrate was required to achieve the half maximum. What does this indicate? It indicates that whatever the substrate you have provided to your microorganism, that microorganism did not have any affinity towards that substrate. That is, it did not have any likingness towards the substrate. That's why it took lot of time. Okay, that is the it took a lot of substrate concentration was required to achieve that maximum specific growth rate. So whenever your Ks is high means it indicates that affinity of the microorganism for the particular nutrient was low. Okay, that it not, in other words, in simple words, I'll tell it not like the nutrient what you provided. That's why it took that much of time. And suppose say if your Ks, the value of Ks is low, then what does it indicate? If the Ks value is low and not high, that is, even if the substrate concentration is low, they are, that is, your microorganism is able to reach the half of the growth rate. Whenever your Ks value is low, even that means it tells that even if you provided very little substrate concentration also, the Ks value is low. It indicates even when you have provided the substrate in a low concentration, the microorganism was able to reach the mu max, that is the half the mu max, very fastly. In other words, it indicates that you have provided a nutrient which the microorganism liked. That is, mm, in a proper scientific way to tell that the affinity of the microorganism for the nutrient is high and we can achieve the half of the maximum rate very soon. This is the meaning. So whenever the Ks value is high means it indicates that your microorganism did not have any affinity towards the nutrient what you provided. That's why it took more time, okay, or more substrate concentration it required. When your Ks value is low means it indicates that whatever the nutrients you have provided, suppose say if you have provided even the low nutrients, I reach the half maximum. Okay, that is, I reach the Ks very soon because I allowed that nutrient what you had provided me. That is, the microorganism had an affinity, it had a likenesses towards the nutrient what was provided, and that is why it immediately achieved the Ks value. This is the meaning of the Ks. So now you understood why Ks is important. Okay, why that half mu max is important, and that is why you get this in the Monod's equation. So your Monod's equation is speaking about the specific growth rate. It is speaking about the substrate, what substrate is required, what is the affinity of the microorganism to the substrates you have provided. So now if I know these things properly, what is the substrate I have to provide, then you'll automatically know that how maximum level my microorganisms can grow. So if my microorganism grows very well, I know that I will be achieving a very good product. So don't you think that this Monod's equation is an important factor? That is why you have to study the Monod's equation. We'll always be wondering like why should we study the kinetics? But now I think so it has made it easy. Okay, so this all thing what you're doing experimentally in your lab, you represent it in the mathematical form. That is what is Monod's equation is all about. So we have the same thing. The group. So you know about now we are thorough with what is the specific growth rate. Okay, it is the amount of biomass produced per unit time. You know that, and the growth rate varies because of the initial concentration of the substrate for that microorganism. So you have seen that in this diagram itself. You have seen that how the growth rate is changing. Okay, the growth rate varies because the initial concentration of the substrate for that same microorganism keeps it is changing. That is, see, you have provided it has used that nutrients, and then what happens, there is a depletion of the nutrient. That is, the nutrient has become limiting factor, and then the toxics are being produced, and then it is leading to the cessation of the growth. That is what we saw. So the growth rate varies because of the initial concentration of the substrate for the same microorganism. So if large amount or more amount of microorganism is present, what will happen? If large amount or more amount of microorganism is present, so the production of the cell will also be more. If less amount of microorganism is present in the bioreactor or in your fermenter, then there is small production of the cell. So the growth rate don't consider the initial growth, but your specific growth rate. See, there is the difference between the growth rate and the specific growth rate. So what we are telling, the larger the amount or the more the microorganism is present in your fermenter or your bioreactor, we're telling that there will be more amount of the product is being produced. But if there is less amount of microorganism is present, then there is small production of the growth of the cells. So you have two words. One is the growth rate and another is the specific growth rate. Always remember the growth rate. Okay, this growth rate of the microorganism will never consider the initial growth, whereas your specific growth rate considers the initial rate of the biomass. What was the initial biomass which was present? That is known as the, that is what we told, it is your mu maxes or just mu. That is the specific growth rate. It will consider even the initial growth rate, whereas your growth rate will just the growth rate. When we tell it will you it should strike to your mind that it doesn't consider the initial growth, whereas when you're talking about the specific growth, even it will consider even what was the initial biomass of that reactor. That is the microorganism that is present in the reactor. So that is why we defined the specific growth rate. It is the rate of production of biomass per unit time, per unit initial concentration of the biomass. That is what first what I defined it as. So it tells you about the property of your microorganism. What tells you the property of the microorganism? It is the specific growth rate is what tells you the property of the microorganisms. We can find the specific growth rate with the help of what? Growth curve. Okay. So with the help of the growth curve, that is your lag, log, whatever you study, with that curve, you can come to know what is the specific growth rate is all about. Why we talking about the growth rate and specific growth rate is whenever an engineering point of view you're talking about the fermenter, there you need to do certain calculations. What is growth rate? What is the specific growth rate? But we are not going to go deeply into those calculation part. That is what I'm just defining what is growth rate and what is specific growth rate is. Okay. Next, keeping this in the mind, we have drawn a graph. Okay. See this graph, you already know. This is your sigmoidal growth curve of your microorganism. And here, look at this. Here I have drawn what? Slope. What is that? It is the mu. Okay. So slope of the curve gives you the growth rate. Hope now this is clear what I meant in the first sentence. Before, what did I tell? We can find the specific growth rate with the help of the growth curve. This is my growth curve. And with this growth curve, what did I find? I have found my specific growth rate. So the slope, this is the slope, right? The slope of the curve gives us the specific growth rate. And it can be represented as like 1 upon x into dx upon dt. That is the initial biomass. My specific growth rate will consider even the initial biomass. Okay. Initial biomass, this is the initial biomass. And what is dx? It is the amount of biomass produced. Initially, how much my biomass was there? And how much of biomass was produced? And at what time it was taken to produce this amount of biomass? That is this given by this equation. Once again, I shall repeat it, students. So, the growth rate and the specific growth rate, what is the difference between this? Your growth rate will not consider the initial biomass, but your specific growth rate, which is your specific growth rate? How did you get your specific growth rate? Whenever I plot a graph, okay, this graph, this is the same graph here. See, this graph, okay. Whenever I plot the graph with respect to time and the number of bacteria or the number of microorganism, that is what is here also we have drawn. Okay, so your time and the number of microorganism, I get this curve. When I get this curve, you get a slope. This is the slope. Okay, the slope of the curve gives you the specific growth rate, and my specific growth rate will consider even the initial biomass. What I defined it earlier, I can represent it in the mathematical form by 1 upon x into dx by dt. That is, it considers even your initial biomass, the starting biomass, okay, how much amount of biomass finally it has produced, and what is the time taken for production of this biomass. So this gives you a clear cut definition between the growth rate and the specific growth rate. So you can now tell me like what is the mu is what? The specific growth rate. What is the mu of lag? This is the lag, 0, right? So what is the mu of log? It is the maximum. This is where is your maximum growth rate is. So what is the mu of the stationary phase? Again, it is 0. Death phase is 0. So here also it is 0. Okay. Whereas this is your maximum. Okay. This is your maximum growth, specific growth you're achieving. So hope you'll have understood this part. So now whatever we have spoken, we have shown the graph, we have based it on the batch culture. However, as I have mentioned here, because the values of Ks in cell culture are usually very small, accurate determination of this parameter from batch culture data is difficult. We can always get a better estimation of Ks by using continuous culture of cells. That is, you are using a continuous culture mode. You have studied batch culture and continuous culture. Okay, please, you have to go back to the previous video to understand all these. What is batch? What is continuous? What is fed batch? Okay, so it is little bit difficult when you're going to study about the Ks value in the batch culture. It is not that you can't study, but it is, if you want to get a very accurate result, it is always better to use the continuous culture method, and you can estimate the Ks. So this sentence is nothing. On the other hand, the measurement of mu max from the batch data is relatively straightforward. So now let us come to the Monod's equation in the continuous culture. When I spoke about the continuous culture bioreactors, we used a word called as a steady state, and we had mentioned the various equations also for the steady state. So students, remember, in continuous culture there is an inflow of substrate and outflow of biomass or the metabolite or the toxin. Okay, so what did we tell? You go on adding your nutrients and you keep on removing your biomass or metabolites or the effluents. And so what is happening? That is why it is equal. That is why your continuous culture is homogeneous, isn't it? What is happening in your continuous culture fermenter? You have that impellers, okay, stirring continuously so that the entire culture is in homogeneous condition, and simultaneously there is inflow of nutrients, and simultaneously there is outflow of the biomass, metabolite and toxins. So there, the inflow and the outflow are equal, right? So you get what here is, F stands for flow rate, and uh, this is the upper bar here. Okay, so this is the steady state. Remember, continuous culture means, I told you previously, you have to remember about the steady state condition. Please go back to that video. And X bar means steady state biomass concentration. Okay, which is always constant. So when you do mass balance, what is happening is there is in minus out. What is in? Inflow. And continuously there is an outflow. Plus there is RG. What is this RG stands for? RG stands for the growth. It stands for the growth rate. That is, your growth rate is equivalent to the accumulation rate. Okay, inside what? Inside the bioreactor. So in continuous culture, we are dealing about the steady state. Why there is a steady state or why there is an homogeneous condition? Because there is an inflow of your substrate, simultaneously there is an outflow of the biomass, the end product or the uh, metabolite or toxin. So there is an equal balance, there is homogeneity in the continuous bioreactor. So the mass balance is nothing but, here it is the inflow minus the outflow plus RG. What does the RG means? It is the growth rate is equal to the accumulation rate. So this in, okay, is what? It is nothing but it becomes zero here. This in and out becomes zero. Why? Because they are equal. Okay. So you put the zero, and the then we put fx bar, the equation. Okay. I'll show it here only. It is written here. Okay. You know now how I got that zero, because the inflow minus the outflow, I got the zero, and fx bar plus mu x bar, and then I got V, which is totally equal to 0. So what is the F? F is the flow rate. What is X bar? X bar is the steady state. Here I have mentioned. Okay. So X bar is the steady state. Plus mu, you know that it is the specific growth. And again, X bar, you know. What is X bar? It is the steady state biomass concentration, which is constant. And V. V is what? V is the entire volume of your reactor. If you are running a reactor, okay, your bioreactor, the entire volume of this bioreactor is represented as V. Okay, here. And that is equal to 0. Now, we'll do a rearrangement of this. Okay. See, the 1 minute. Like V, what I told you, that is the entire volume of the reactor. So the entire volume of the reactor in the batch, it was unit mass, right? That is what we told, unit mass we were representing. Here, the microorganism is growing in the entire reactor. Not, we are not considering any unit mass here. We are considering the entire reactor itself in the continuous culture. Whereas in batch culture, we considered it as a unit mass. That you have to keep it in the mind. So when I do the rearrangement, what happens? This equation. So F minus and minus cancels, x and x cancels. Okay. Then what I'm left with is I'm left with mu. Okay. This is nothing here. It has to come here. Okay. Mu is equal to F by V. See, this gets cancelled, x bar gets cancelled with x bar. What I am left with is rearranging the equation, mu is equal to F by B. Now what is this F by B? F is what? The flow rate. Okay, V is what? The entire volume of the reactor of the continuous culture. This is nothing but this equation represents the dilution rate. So the Monod's equation, we defined it as mu is equal to mu max into S upon Ks plus S. Okay. For continuous culture, how you are going to define means D is equal to, okay, mu max into S bar divided by Ks plus S bar. The same thing, but it is the S bar. What is the S bar? S bar is the steady state. That is, the substrate concentration in the biomass remains constant. Why it remains constant? Why it remains constant? Because the inflow is equal to the outflow. That is what is the continuous culture. We have defined this already. So I have arrived at this. Okay. So for my continuous culture, the Monod's equation, okay, what it represents the mu max, okay, into S bar. S bar is nothing but it is a steady state. Why? Because I'm dealing with a continuous culture. And in continuous culture, we studied about the steady state. The inflow is equal to the outflow. That is, the substrate concentration in the biomass remains constant divided by Ks. That is the half mu max plus again the steady state. So this is all about the Monod's equation. Okay. With this, we shall wind up the class.